Hey everyone, it's John, and we are in the office in S.A.F.E corporate headquarters here with my friend Cindy, who is the creator of the Stay Safe programs. And I have a treat for you because Mrs. S.A.F.E, my beautiful wife Laura, is here. And so I tell you what, I'm going to let them talk, and I'm going to get the heck off screen. But I just wanted you to know how excited I am to have both these ladies here to talk from a perspective about women's self-defense, women's protection, particularly today in a domain of non, crime-fighting, meat-eating gun folk, but helping women kind of dip their toes into self-protection in a cool way. So ladies, take it away.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Many thanks to MagTech Ammunition for sponsoring today's video. It's the only ammunition that goes through my pistols or rifles and is the best stuff on the range.
Tell me a little bit about your course, because I was really interested to hear what you had to say as a woman, as a wife to someone who's very involved in self-protection and, firearm safety and carrying a firearm and martial arts and all these things. And I kind of sometimes feel like, well, as long as I have you, I'm fine. I don't really need to know it. So
yes, exactly. A lot of women feel that security because they are with someone, but you're not always with them. And so this course is designed to help you come up with what you would do if you're with, just you by yourself. And it's designed to help you to change some of your behaviors, because we do things every day that put us at risk. Really small things that put us at risk. If we just changed it just a little bit, totally move us down on the victim scale.
Okay. Tell me about the victim scale.
So when you are not paying attention, when you're distracted, your purse is open, you're not looking around, let's say you're in a parking lot, we know that our purses are like Mary Poppins bags.
Right.
And so you know that the shopping list is in there,
Sure.
So you're digging in your purse looking for it, you're super distracted. Mm-hmm. And so you are super high on the victim scale.
Okay.
So there are things that you can do that move you down on that.
Okay.
I have 3 things I preach to women. The first one is zip your purse shut. So many women walk around with their purses unzipped.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you a mark. They see that. Then if you put it in a shopping cart,
right,
and then you turn
like
your
I
back,
always do.
yes, and you turn your back to, look at something,
Yeah.
Now it's super vulnerable. And I had my wallet taken. I was a victim of that.
Okay.
I had my purse open, I saw some necklaces, I turned, looked at the necklaces, finished my shopping. 20 minutes later, I got to the register. My purse is pretty organized, and I know that my wallet was right there, and that was the only thing gone. Nothing had been disturbed in my purse, so I had no idea that they had even taken it.
Okay.
So I was lucky that day.
Right.
It was some kids that were on spring break, and they had dared each other to steal a wallet. They stole my wallet, they went to Sonic, charged $10, but what if it had been a professional?
Right.
I mean, my credit cards, my debit cards, my license, my identity.
Right.
Oh, I learned a valuable lesson that day.
Okay.
So zip it shut.
Okay, and that seems like such an easy thing. I mean, I guess I never thought about it because I'm constantly going in and out of the purse. And I think about the goodness of people. Like, I naturally just want to be like, oh, people are good. They're not going to do these awful things. Or my hand's still on my cart. So
Right.
if I turn to look, like, there's not a lot of people milling
Right.
around my cart. I guess the
You
opportunity.
think.
I guess the opportunity to do something is a lot more, a lot higher than I anticipate.
Yes, and you do, sometimes people are milling around you, and so you need to be aware of that. Am I feeling a little crowded in here? Get out of that space, come back later. Those kind of things we need to be aware of.
Okay.
And that because we're regular women,
Right.
We're moms, we're wives, we
Right.
have businesses. I'm not trained, in martial arts, but I am very aware, and I think that's the big key is for women to be aware.
Wow.
And there's small things you can do every day that change.
Okay. So you said you have 3 points.
I have 3 points.
What's the next one?
The next one is never talk on your cell phone in public.
Ooh.
So a lot of the younger generation, they don't. They text,
Right.
They chat, Snapchat or whatever, but our generation, we're more apt to answer the phone.
Sure.
And so when you're out in public, I actually tell you to put your phone away in your purse, zipped up. For one thing, they're super tempting to people that are looking for quick money.
Okay.
And it's $1,000.
Assuming you have a nice phone.
Yeah, $1,000
yeah.
for a cell phone.
Sure.
And so that's a temptation. And you don't want them to even know you have a phone, much less you might have a really nice phone.
Yeah.
And so you just don't have it out so people don't even see it. But Where you run into trouble is when you're out. Let's say, I say to keep your shopping list on a piece of paper. Don't keep it on your phone because you don't want your phone out.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't want to have your phone out with the list because let's say you have no intention of talking on your phone,
Right.
but someone sends you a text or something comes across on your news feed. Well, now you're distracted because you're looking at your cell phone. You're not watching what's going on around you.
Right.
Your focus is right here. You only see a little bit around you, and so for that reason, I say don't have it out. The
Real
other
quick,
reason,
just to interrupt you, would it be another option to say, you know, because I missed a text from John the other day when I was at the grocery store asking for me to pick up some things,
Right.
and so I made another stop, which was not a big deal, but I was trying not to use my phone in the grocery store. So would it be another option to say go against a wall so that you only have, you know, you can only see.
that would be yes
and
one
look
way.
at your phone and then put it away.
Have your back against the wall and look.
Right.
You could. For me, when I get into the vehicle when I'm done shopping, make sure my doors are locked because, you know, when you start your car, most of the time your doors don't lock. You have to put it in
Right.
drive or reverse. So I lock my doors, I'll get my phone out and check. And then from then I might do something. So
Okay.
for me, it wouldn't even be worth it.
Okay.
Like I would just, when I got in my vehicle, I'd check. I'd still be in the parking lot of the grocery store.
Sure.
But yeah, I tell women, I wouldn't even have it out.
Okay.
But that would, if you needed to check it, like if you were expecting something,
Sure.
that is one way you could do it. Is kind of get into a corner so you don't have people around you
Right.
and check
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So, but here, talking on your cell phone because we do that now.
Sure.
So here's an example. You've been in the grocery store, I'm sure, where you're in line and there's, I always say a lady. I guess a man could do it, but let's say there's a lady, 2 people ahead of you at the register, and she's talking about her job and how unhappy she is, you know, her dog, you know, all these things about her
Right.
life that you're like, I don't care. I don't care about any of this. Please shut up and do your transaction. But the
Yes.
point is, you know way more about her than you want to know.
Right.
So let's translate it into you shopping. So Tuesday, you're shopping, you're going camping on the weekend, so you're buying some supplies, and your friend calls, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going shopping. You know, we're going camping this weekend, so I got the chocolate bars and the marshmallows and the graham crackers, and you hang up. So now someone in line, 2 people, 3 people behind you have heard that you're going to be gone on the weekend, and it's
Sure.
a Tuesday. So most people shop within 1 mile of where they live. So think about where you live and where
Right.
you shop, and very easy to follow you home casually. Don't have to be close behind you because you're going to open your garage door and get your
Wow.
groceries out. They can just kind of cruise by and know on the weekend that home will be empty.
Wow. Okay.
So you give out way too much information. And now that we've had
Yeah,
this
I'm
conversation, you're going to notice. You'll
I'm
notice
sure.
that people are talking. And
Well, because I tend to be one of those people. So I'm the woman that's talking to the cashier and the person behind me, and you know, because I'm just being
Get your
nice.
transaction
and,
done.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a really good reminder that the people around me, I don't know anything about them, and they
Correct.
should not really know much about me
right.
because we don't know what motives are and intentions. So,
Exactly.
okay, great.
Yeah. Oh, the third point we kind of talked about just a little bit is you want to make sure that your vehicle, when you're in it, is always locked, and actually when you're out of it, it's always locked. So when you pull into a parking space and you put your car in park, you have to find out, do your doors automatically unlock? Mine do, and so when I put it in park, I have just trained myself to reach over and lock because I have to disconnect my phone. I have to get out my shopping list. I got to put my phone away. I
Put
wanna-
your sunshade up.
yeah, get everything
you know,
done
yeah.
because you don't want to sit in your vehicle with it unlocked. So then when you get out, you want to make sure it's locked. And the other time is when you're at the gas station. When you're at the gas station pumping gas, you want to make sure your vehicle's locked.
Yes.
Because I have a huge vehicle. I cannot see on the other side of it. So if someone came up slowly by, they could totally open my door, grab my purse or whatever.
Well, and I did see that on your course.
the video of it. It's a
I
problem.
was amazed,
Yeah.
and it happens so fast. It
Seconds.
happens without anybody noticing, and nobody's going to think twice about a car pulling in, stopping, and then leaving. They're thinking like,
Right.
oh, maybe they forgot their wallet,
Right.
maybe they didn't need gas here, maybe they, you know, whatever.
Right. And them driving slow. You wouldn't think
Yeah.
anything about them driving slow. You're in the middle of a gas station.
Right.
So yeah.
And most women do keep their purse on the passenger seat if they're by
I
themselves.
know,
I
I
do
do.
that.
I do. I know
Yeah.
that's where mine is. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
great point. So tell me your background in this. How did you get involved, and women's awareness and make up the program that you have?
Yes. And why should people listen to me?
Sure. Yeah. I mean
get
that's
it.
the question that
That's
everybody
the bottom
asks.
line. Well, the first one is I'm a regular person. So I'm not military, I'm not law enforcement, CIA, nothing like that. I'm just a regular person. So I would say you could listen to me for that because I'm just like you and I understand the challenges you face.
Sure.
But I do have quite a bit of education. About 5 years ago, I was an accountant in my former life, and I had an office on I-17 in Peoria. And not the best part of town, not super sketchy, but a little bit.
Sure.
But tax season, working late, last car in the parking lot. And, I had always had that confidence. I was with my husband, and I knew that he could handle anything, but not when I'm in an office by myself
Right.
at 9 o'clock at night. And so I actually had my permit to carry a concealed weapon. And so I started doing that. But I realized that there's a big jump between doing nothing and carrying a firearm.
There's a
And
huge
so
jump.
this program kind of bridges that. I do have women after they've taken the online course that they do want more education, and it leads them to that. But so I saw that need in myself, and so I started getting certifications. I started doing training. I've put in my 10,000 hours to be able to say that I am a personal safety situational awareness expert.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
And I love that. I think that in some ways it's a little bit intimidating to me to hear that you've got 10,000 hours, but at the same time, it's something that anybody could do if they wanted to.
Sure.
And so I could do that, or I could just listen to you
Exactly.
and get the information that you have for me. Who's this program mostly made up for?
This program is made up for women. A lot of women need to pay attention. I think most of us don't anyway,
Right.
but some of us get very comfortable that we have a spouse or someone that we're with that have all this knowledge. And so we rely on them. And so this is really kind of to bring to your awareness what you can do. Oftentimes we're with our children.
Right.
So what do we do to protect ourselves and to protect our children? And so this course kind of gives you different things that you can do, different strategies. It is not weapon driven. So we don't talk about that you need to have a knife or have a gun. I do encourage people to have pepper spray.
Okay.
It's non-lethal, but it does discourage.
Right.
So I just think that they need this information. And once you have it, it really changes your behavior. Small changes will make a huge difference.
Do you think that younger people could benefit from this? So whether it's maybe a young girl, but maybe it's a young boy, who's 10 and they play, or 12 or whatever.
Yeah. I think any age, male or female, that they have a cell phone.
Okay.
Because that is when they really become distracted.
Sure.
We think we know how to handle it because we're older and we know what to do with a cell phone, and they're way younger.
Right.
And we know we already make mistakes with the cell phone.
I know
so it
6 and
really-
8-year-olds that have cell phones.
Yeah, I mean, they really, because they're very distracted at that
Sure.
point. So I think anyone could really benefit from it.
Okay.
I do think as a mother, it's very helpful to be able to see it, talk with your children about it, give them some tools. What can they do?
Right.
And so this is designed just to help bring awareness so that you're paying attention to what's going on around you. And then what can you do to change it?
So what's the difference between awareness and paranoia? This is a conversation that John and I have quite a bit. What's your thoughts?
Well, it probably depends on the person
Okay.
because, you might think someone's paranoid and they're like, hey, I'm just aware.
Right.
So for me, it really is just being aware and not being paranoid. I think one of the differences is this course is not fear-driven. If it's fear-driven, I think that could create paranoia, but it's knowledge-driven. So basically, these are some things that you can do. Think about what you're going to do. I have a quote, the most important decision you will make regarding your personal safety is to create a plan. And I'm going to tell you why. Because your body cannot do what your mind has never considered.
Sure.
So if you've never thought about, what would I do if I'm sitting in my vehicle and someone comes up and taps on the window? Well, I already know what I'm going to do. My doors are locked, and I'm going to say, sorry, can't help you.
So this is really interesting because I had a friend recently on Facebook, but this has happened to so many women. I'm sure that people probably can relate to this or have a friend that can relate to this, of being out somewhere, whether that's at the park or out grocery shopping or window shopping, whatever it is, and somebody, usually a man, starts coming up and starts making conversation, and you want to be polite, or you're just like, oh, I'm just talkative, and then they get a little closer, and then they get a little closer, and then they get a little closer, and now you feel like, hey, back up.
Right.
But I know as a woman in America, I feel like, well, I just need to be nice, and they'll go eventually, and I should just. So there's this feeling of, especially as a woman in America, where are those lines? And if I've never put myself in that situation or thought about what would I do in the instance of somebody comes up to me and they're not being aggressive.
Right.
They're just being a
Chatty.
little too close
Yes.
and starting to talk to me about things that I don't feel like I can say, hey, that's none of your business.
Right.
Or, dude, back off. Like, I don't want to have this conversation with you anymore. I'm thinking those things in my head,
Right.
but I won't say them because
Right.
I'm trying to be polite. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be demure. I'm trying to be, a good representative of Jesus, or my kids are there, so I'm trying to help them to interact with people in a good way. So there's all these other things that go on in my head, and I don't know where the boundaries are between you're being chatty and that's nice and you're fine, and I need to activate a plan that I've.
Right. Well, we all have intuition, and I really believe we need to honor that intuition
Absolutely.
and not discharge it.
Yeah.
So if you're in the park and someone's talking with you, it might feel okay. At some point, they may cross, and it may not even be something like that they're like stepping forward. It may be in their conversation. But you'll have that little, oh, this doesn't make me feel very comfortable. I do give people permission to just, say, back off. You can do that. It's
Yeah.
okay, because you are responsible for yourself and for your children. And so you can say that if you don't want to be that bold and just say, hey, back off. You can, in subtle ways, start packing up your stuff, or, saying, oh, I've got an appointment, we need to get going.
Mm-hmm.
You can do those things that just get you out of that situation.
Right.
Very easy. And, we've talked about it now, so that if it ever happens again, you'll be like, hey kids, we gotta go, we got an appointment, or, because you want to get out of there. You don't want to stay and engage, and you don't want them to get any closer or have anything to do with your family. So,
Right. Yeah. Kids especially.
yeah. I say pack everything up and get out.
Yeah. Which I won't give it away because I know you have a ton of great stuff in your video, but I remember that another situation there, a surveillance video even, where if this woman got into a situation with these two guys, right? And so if I can tell she felt uncomfortable, but there's so many things that she could have done, which you review. Yeah.
6 times she could have changed the outcome.
Right.
Incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, just even being aware of those things, I think is so valuable.
Right.
So tell me about your program.
So it's an online course.
Mm-hmm.
It takes about 35 minutes. You get a study guide with it because there are certain things I want to make sure that you pick up.
Sure.
You can watch it multiple times. It's designed to help you kind of go from being outside, out in public with your shopping, being at home, and then traveling. The holidays are coming up,
right.
and women are going to be shopping, so they're going to be out in public, and they're going to be traveling.
Yeah.
And so 2 areas that they really need to review: am I safe? Am I paying attention? Am I being aware?
Okay. Yeah. Great things.
Yeah. I have a little bonus for you.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a little bonus. So oftentimes we keep our garage door opener on our visor.
Mm-hmm.
So just think about where you have your
Right.
visor.
That's the easiest place
Yeah,
for
easiest place, you just slide it up there.
Right.
So if you don't park in your garage, let's say you park on the street or in the driveway, and you have that, you're pretty vulnerable. So there have been thieves that the practice that they're doing now is they are bumping cars toward dusk. So not quite dark, and you go out to check, the alarm goes off and you go out and check your vehicle, nothing wrong, so you reset it. And so they'll come back like in the nighttime and bump the alarm, and it will go off, and you'll dismiss it because you've already gone out earlier and
Right.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Sure.
So you don't want to have that because they're looking and they can see that you've got that garage
Sure.
door opener. So what we do is, instead of having it on the visor, keep it in a glass case. So this is my remote. And so you just keep it in
And
the
you
console.
can keep that anywhere.
No one knows what it is. Yeah. So good that when I discovered that I was keeping my visor, that I needed to change it. So I got this, put the glass case in. My son was home visiting and he took my vehicle, which I park in a garage. So he activated it at the
Yeah,
door,
right.
got in, backed out, and then could not figure out how to shut the garage. He had to call me, and he's like, "Mom, I know you have one in here, because how are you going to shut it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's in the glass case." So it
Wow.
works. People don't know.
Okay, that's awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh,
I
you're
think
very
this has been
welcome.
great.
Okay, so again, this course is for the women in your life who are not, crime fighting, gun-toting, gun chicks. It's for the women
You
who are
could
getting
possibly
involved.
learn something though.
True enough,
possibly learn.
but I mean, really focused on
Yes.
the beginners or the
Yes.
ones who are like, gosh, dear, I know I should be a little more safe, but I don't want to be you. And
Right.
so,
Right.
I don't want to be you,
Right.
but maybe I'll dabble the toe in, and what might I do? And I think that's really the value of the course. It's hey, here's some steps that anybody can take.
Right.
I don't care where you live. I don't care what country
Yeah,
you're in.
doesn't
These
matter.
help. These will help you. So, so Cindy, where are people going to go to find the course?
So it's on the internet at www.staysafeprograms with an S. Staysafeprograms.com.
StaySafePrograms.com. You said that we have two more things there. You said that you're going to give a discount to active self-protection watchers.
Yes, they just put in ASP, all capitalized, and that will give them a $7 discount.
So you get a $7 discount.
Yes.
And then Laura and I talked about it, and we talked to Cindy about it. And one of the things that she's going to do is for each person who registers using that discount code,
Please.
we're not going to make anything. We don't make anything on that. But Cindy's going to make a $20 donation to S.A.F.E Ministries, who trains 7 different international organizations to rescue girls out of sex trafficking all over the world.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
And I think that helping you be safe and then helping young girls escape sex slavery is a moral good all the way around. So again, we're not making any money on this. This isn't an affiliate program where we're just trying to sell you something. That's not it. We're just trying to help. So Cindy, from somebody who is trying to help people stay safe, it's great to have a kindred spirit.
Thank you.
And it's great to have somebody who is maybe in a niche that I'm not in and that I can't reach.
Right.
And I just want to say, even over the last few days, as Laura has watched the course and made some changes to the way that she does things, I just want to say thank you. You've helped my family be safer, and that's a big deal to me.
Thank you. That's a big deal to me too. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Go check it out, guys. It's a great course, and I'd really recommend it. And guys, guess what? When your wife or your daughters or your sisters or your mom watch it, you can watch it too. There's probably some good things in there for you too.
Yep, I agree.